work anymore, but it's
Sadly.
okay. So welcome back to another podcast episode. We have a lot to talk about.
Kinda.
Girl, we have we have our horse camp. We have Alana's first lesson with me. We'll talk about it. Then we have Then we have Saturday and yesterday.
Not that much happened Saturday, but
Not that much
yesterday
happened, but
we had
yesterday
some
we
stuff
have a lot.
happening.
But we have to go through order with camp.
And also,
So-
my birthday's coming up soon, y'all, on September 4th, so y'all need to wish me happy birthday.
Oh, yeah. Comment that. And
Yeah.
also, we're in her room because she's been
Yes.
wanting to.
Film an
Film in-
episode for a long time.
Yeah, and here are some of the horses. Belt buckle. A belt buckle.
I have my other one on my belt. Wait, I can show y'all quick. I actually got this belt buckle today.
For her birthday.
Yeah. I opened my gifts early because Charlie and Emery were leaving early. Well, not leaving early, but they were leaving the house before Wednesday, which is my birthday. They were going to be at their dad's, and I wanted to open my gifts with them so that they can see.
Yeah. So basically, at camp, there was a lot. So last year we did before we started the podcast, we did a riding camp vlog, not vlog at there, but like talking about her falling off.
Yeah. And I fell off again.
First
Day at the camp too.
First day. So basically, this year it was 5 whole days. Last year was 4 because
said it. The owner of the girl that runs the camp, she had a barrel racing competition. She was supposed to have one this week, but we were still doing the camp. But it was too hot to actually run the competition.
Yeah, and
they
also
canceled.
Romeo, her horse,
He became
got
lame,
but he actually recovered really quickly, so that was good.
We'll talk about that more once we get there.
Yeah. So first, we're gonna start off. This was a few months ago, but we start off with camp. So we got there, we were good, but this year it was different. You had to go and get a necklace that had a color on it.
And then that would put you in your
And that-
different groups.
Yeah, and so last year it was depending on your level of experience.
Yeah.
And guess what? We weren't in the same group. And we were
Yeah.
so upset because it's like, we're kind of like emotional support therapy with
For each other, yeah.
And let me tell you, it was hard.
It was rough.
It was rough. Not like the camp was rough, but just like not being with each other was kind of hard. And there's nobody I knew in mine. And Olivia and Alana were in the same group, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't. It could have been experience, but I really don't think it was.
they put you with like the less experienced kids.
And apparently they put me in there because they thought that I was very social.
To like
I'm
bring out
social
those-
to people that I know a lot, but I didn't know like any of them. I remember them from last year, but
Yeah, that's different. Though.
that's different. And I was
But I
like the
also
quietest out
think
of
the
them.
girl that runs the camp, I think she just judged that because of me being with you, and she thought that you were very social.
First, who was riding was
The first day, I think it
the
was
first day. It was
not us.
Not
We were
Olivia.
the second. I think the
So it was
third group.
It was the first. Yeah, it was a third group that rode first. Then it was her group, and then it was me.
And then when I was on, I rode this horse named Sam. He's English. He gets excited very quickly.
And we ride Western.
Yeah. The stirrups, by the way, were like super wide, so like I couldn't like get my foot like super like in there. Like
Secured.
yeah. Like literally I was like flopping.
And like obviously you don't want your stirrup to be small
Yeah.
where it's squishing you.
But you don't want it to be too wide,
Yeah,
or
you
else
still-
you won't
you
have
still-
any. You want it to be like perfectly shaped around your boot,
Yeah.
so that you still have a tiny bit of space. So that if you do fall, you're not gonna get stuck and dragged.
Yeah.
But you don't want it to be so loose that you literally can barely keep your feet in there. And that's what was happening. I could barely keep my foot in there, and like he was going, he was zooming.
Yeah, so basically Okay.
We have my window open, so that's why you can hear.
Yeah, so basically, she got on Sam, he was good.
He was fine for like the first half, and then for the second half, he started like trotting. It was like a extended trot almost to a canter, and I was like, okay, he's going a little fast here.
And then, she didn't ask him to.
Yeah, I just wanted to stay at a walk the whole time. Like, I didn't want to do anything quicker. But then he started picking up his pace to the, mid to high canter. Like, it wasn't super, super fast, but it wasn't slow canter. Like, you know what I'm talking about? So, he was going, and the PTSD started kicking in from last year, and I was like, for a bit, I was, fine until, he started going faster, and then I started, hyperventilating, and then my foot fell out of the stirrup once. I got it back in, right? And I screamed, apparently. I don't remember screaming.
She screamed right before she fell. She was very loud in her breath, and so everyone was like, calm down, everything's okay. And then she screamed, and then she lost another stirrup, and then she fell.
Yeah, I fell after I lost my stirrup again. I lost my stirrup twice. I feel like I probably could have stayed if I kept that stirrup in, but I didn't. And that's because I lost balance.
I feel like her stirrups were low, too.
They were very low. I wasn't able to keep them in very well.
And apparently, the girl that was riding him before fell off, too. And her braces jabbed her in her.
And she was missing for a day because of her, I guess, she must have, gotten jabbed really bad. Maybe it broke a couple brackets. She had to go back to the orthodontist or something.
I don't know, but... So, it was not her fault.
It was not my fault.
He was just excited. This was his first year at camp.
Yeah. I think he just, got super excited and he just accidentally threw 2 people off. I'm not blaming the horse either. It just happened. It happens all the time. And actually, I started laughing afterwards. Last time I was crying, but also I almost
passed out. She was crying.
I had a concussion.
It was bad.
It was bad. This time wasn't nearly as bad. I fell into the dirt. The dirt was just dragged.
And I went over to her.
This whole side of my face was covered. Wait. Yeah, this whole side of my face was covered in dirt. I hurt my arm. I couldn't bend it past here without it spasming.
And it was all in her ear. Oh my god! So and she hurt her hip too, and so she couldn't ride for 2 more days.
And also, then I started getting stomach aches from anxiety.
And so then I rode Woodrow. He's my lesson horse. He did go sadly go to a new home.
Yeah,
good for him.
But sad for us.
I rode him. He went into, we just walked for the first day, and he was good. He's he's 19 years old.
So he's
that's not super old.
But he's
Yeah.
middle-aged.
And so I didn't want him to go fast. He doesn't go fast.
He's a very slow guy.
Stubborn when he doesn't want to go fast.
He's not Rambler chunky.
He's not Rambler
a little chunky. But he's got a little plumpness to him.
Yeah.
Which we love it. We love the little...
We love the chubbiness.
We love the chubs.
And then the second day, she didn't ride
because of my hip.
She couldn't get on.
I tried to get on, but
no. So then I got on, and that day I was like, okay, we're gonna go with the trot with Woodrow. And he has a bouncy-ish trot. It's not bad. It's not
just a little
real bouncy.
It's just a little bouncy.
But it's not really smooth either. So I was posting. Normally I wouldn't post because
Western people don't typically
they don't really post that much.
It's more like an English thing. Western people still do, but they just don't typically do.
Yeah, and also what's weird with him is that you kind of have to post with him because if you don't post, he stops. Because I tried to. I was like, okay, I'm kind of done posting. I don't want to post anymore. And he would just stop. I wasn't leaning back. I was perfect. And then he would just stop whenever I did it. So I was like, okay, it's fine, whatever. And yeah.
Also, I'd like to add it back to the first day when I fell off. I lasted way longer than I did last time when I fell.
It's because she was riding Stormy last time, and he was zooming.
He was basically in barrel racing mode almost. He was going fast.
Yeah.
Because he's a barrel racer. He was a barrel racer. He was I think he was just in the mindset, let's go, let's run.
I'm gonna just get Alana. So Alana, she was riding Indy. She's a Pinto.
A Pinto.
I was about to say Pinto. She's American Paint.
Yeah.
She's chubby.
And she's also a pony.
She's a pony, and she's very stubborn.
She's
Alana was
stubborn.
Alana is kind of hard. She doesn't hold her reins like how she is supposed to.
She like holds them like this.
She holds them really weird.
She's like this.
Yeah. So she kept. Indy pulls her head down a lot, and so Alana was having a hard time. But then one of the assistants started helping her, and then she was good. And then the third day,
I was trying to get
on Indy. You got on, but then you said that your stomach was hurting.
I felt like I was about to throw up. Like, it was bad. I got on Indy. I rode her for like a minute, and then I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I felt so bad because I wanted to ride. I wanted to ride bad, but I just felt sick to my stomach. I'm like, I can't do this. But also, she just kept on trying to walk into corners. Like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so with her, like, obviously, you tried to tell her who was boss, but then
she's just like,
I don't care. I don't give a crap. She's strong, too.
She's very strong.
So that was that. And then third day, I was just trotting with Woodrow. I rode Woodrow I forgot. Oh, okay. So it was either the first or second, or it was either the second or third day, the beginning of the week. I rode Woodrow for like half of the time that I was riding, and then this new kid, nothing against new kids, asked if he could ride Woodrow.
Because he was riding Nash, who had no stirrups, and I guess he was struggling.
Yeah, and so I was like, sure. And so I got on Nash, and he was really on balance. Like, I got on with no stirrups.
Also the first day, Nash, he bucked. Like, it wasn't like a full-on, like, I'm gonna kick you buck, but like, it was just like a little bounce.
Attitude buck.
It was kind of like how Poncho bucks. We need to get a video of him bucking. It's so cute.
He's the donkey. And so I got on Nash, and he was good.
Good.
I wasn't gonna get him into a trot because at that time I never rode Nash. He's a chestnut. I think he's just over being a pony. But yeah, he had no stirrups, and like normally with no stirrups, you're like you're obviously not secure, but it's not like you're sliding to each side like I was, because his butt moves a lot, and in his saddle it was English, and it was really, really slippery. Like, I don't even know, but I was having a hard time.
English saddles are so slippery, where like Western saddles are like grippy.
Yeah, and I like that a lot better.
Yeah, I think it's just like safer.
Yeah, like, nothing against English.
But like we're just saying our opinions.
Yeah.
So maybe that's also why I fell as much as maybe that's probably a factor to why I fell.
The fourth day we didn't ride. The fourth day we were watching the owner barrel race.
And also her horse was getting an ultrasound too.
Yeah, me and her for the last 2 days were actually in a group because we were the more understanding group. And so we were lunging Romeo, and then
that was so fun lunging him.
We watched her barrel race Romeo, and then we went to go see her horse Bentley.
Get her ultrasound.
Yeah, and we didn't really understand. I understood a little bit, but like
it was just more
just the things they were saying.
Like they were talking about like scheduling her to get impregnated and stuff.
I understood that, but some other things that they were saying I didn't. The last day there was a show, and so you could sign up for what you wanted to do.
Well, we did that the day before. We signed up for everything the day before.
You could do 3 things: barrel racing, pole bending, show jumping, and then you
walk, trot, canter,
or trot canter. I don't even know. So I did walk, trot, and barrel racing.
I did walk, trot, and barrel racing. Alana did walk, trot, barrel racing, and show jumping.
And for her first time jumping, that was
She did really good. And she actually jumped not high, but like high for a beginner.
Yeah.
Definitely. For somebody who had never jumped.
And it wasn't a cross rail. It was not an Oxford. It was just
a single
I don't
rail.
know because I don't really don't do
it. Was just a single rail that she jumped.
So yeah, at first it was on the
it was like on the lowest. I think they put it up like close to the third.
I don't know.
It was like the second from the bottom or the third from the bottom.
Yeah. But she did good. She did bear racing on Indy. She got led around because she was kind of new to barrel racing. So
and I got led around because I was a cripple and I was scared.
Yeah, she was not normally scared, obviously.
Yeah, it's just because since I had fallen like not that long ago, I was still sore. And I was still, like, just struggling.
Yeah.
Like, so, my arm, like, a week after the camp, I re-injured it playing volleyball. So, yeah. Fun.
And so, I rode Woodrow.
I did, too.
She did, too. And Woodrow was good. I just trotted around because it's Woodrow. He's not going to canter. So, in those videos, I have it on our channel. My EQ sucked. It sucked that day. I don't know what was in me. I just at that point I didn't care. I just was like, who gives a crap? And so
our parents are watching. It doesn't
who
really
cares?
matter.
And so I was bouncing my elbows.
I can't be talking because this was me when I was.
Yeah, she was.
I feel so bad.
My EQ sucked. And also I have videos of her riding, and she was getting led around, and that we don't have a whole lot of videos of us riding because we don't really take a whole lot of videos of us. So that was the camp. Now we're going to do the first lesson with Alana. So
it's not like it's not a riding lesson. It's like a technique lesson of like how to like lead a horse around and stuff.
Because Alana, she's not as familiar with it. Because she's younger and she hasn't been around horses her whole life. Like
and she also
me and her has. It's like a program with me and her, not a real thing. She doesn't pay me. She would. But so the first day, I basically write down stuff, the horses that I'm going to use. And so the first day,
you did Rambler?
First we did Sassy, then we did Rambler, then we did Rugby. And so Sassy... Basically, what she did is I told her to lead her. We just led the whole time. And so she led her around in the pasture. There's this little, like, arena, but we just decided to do it in the pasture because there's more room. And so she was walking, and I was telling her to do a small circle. And what she would do, say this is her and Sassy, and I tell her to do a small, like, turnaround circle. But what she would do, she'd think that a small circle was this. So it's like, no, I said small circle. So you just basically just turn around and have the horse do a circle.
So basically lunging, but like in a lead.
Yeah, literally. And like literally just the horse turning.
Yeah.
So I taught her some of that. And then she wanted to get into a trot, and I was like, okay, I don't really know about Sassy. I know she'll go, but she was just going to get really excited because she was ex-barrel racer.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And so we were getting her, she was like, Alana was kind of running a little bit, and I was, kissing, and then she got into a trot, and in the few strides that she did, she got really excited, and she was, what's it called? Waving her head around. I don't know, shaking her head.
Flailing.
Whee! And so she did that, and apparently the lead rope hit Alana. She was fine, and she tripped a little bit, but it was just because she just didn't know. And so I was like, okay, we're not gonna do that anymore. We're gonna go to Rambler. We did walking, and I trust Rambler with my whole heart because he's my heart horse. I love him so much.
He's a good boy.
But he's actually like a mutt of a horse.
He has quarter
Belgian,
horse, Belgium,
what
quarter horse, Belgium, and then like 5 other breeds.
Yeah, something like that.
Because he has like really a little Belgium like look to his like legs and stuff.
Yeah, because he's really stocky. And he's short and stout and stocky, and he's good. And so we were walking, and then we tried to get him to trot. then he wouldn't try. He would just do a really fast walk. And so that was that. And then we did rugby. And so PG and rugby are bestie boos. And at this point, we didn't have Lavick, Mr. Lavick, which is a new horse.
I don't think we've talked about him on the channel.
No, we haven't a whole lot. We will.
He's so pretty.
It was just Chance and the three of them. And so we were leading rugby around, and of course PG had to follow, and then Chance started to follow. And PG was trotting, and it was just not good. And the flies were terrible that day. And so it was just not good then. And so we were like, okay, we did 3 horses. Let's just end it for that day.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So now we're going to talk about Saturday, which is, we just did normal chores. We did chickens.
But then after we did chicken, we did like only chickens.
We did chickens. No, we did chickens, water troughs.
Oh yeah, well I forgot about that. And then we wrangled the donkeys
and so
that we can get their halters on
for the next day, which was the farrier day.
Yeah.
And so basically, what we have to do is we have to lock them into this
small arena. It's like really small. It's like 5 by like 30.
Yeah.
Not 5 by 30. It's more like 10 by 30. Yeah.
So it's small, and so there's this panel, and that we have to corner them and like push it up against them so they're in a corner. So
but like we have to have it at a diagonal so that we can actually push it into the corner so that they're in the corner.
And so Olivia and Alana were holding it, and then I was trying to wrangle them in there.
Yeah.
And so Poncho, the miniature donkey, we're
actually more afraid of him than the horses when we're behind him because he bucks. Like a lot.
But it's like the smallest.
That would hurt.
It would hurt.
It would hurt if he kicks you.
Lefty is fine, but she's shy.
Yeah, he's more shy than her, but when they're being wrangled,
they know what's going on. They know that the fair is going to come, and that they have to put a halter on.
They're like, no, thank you.
Yeah, it's like a dog. And so finally we got them, and we got Lefties on, and we let Lefty go, and then we tried to get Ponchos on, and we did. Yeah. It took forever. 30 minutes or something.
30 plus minutes
for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now let's talk about the farrier day. So
yesterday.
First, when we came,
we had to wrangle the donkeys again so that they could get their sedation. They were struggling with Poncho. They already gave Smokey and Lefty, but they didn't give Poncho his
because we couldn't.
Yeah, he was being a butt.
Yeah. So
we're chasing him for like 10 minutes, and then we got him in the corner finally. But then he kept on putting his head down.
And he was hiding behind Lefty.
He was like, no.
Because we had to give Lefty some more because we didn't give her the full thing.
Yeah.
So we gave her some, and then we had to like wrangle Poncho again.
And like have him like tied up to this fence post.
And the last time we tried to wrangle them, he tried to escape out there. So I was scared that he was going to
do it again.
Yeah, and like rip the fence or something. But then we got it and we were good, and then we decided that we were going to lunge Sassy while we were waiting.
Yeah.
So we got the whip. We got our lead. We don't have a really long lead, so we have to tie together.
And we don't know where the lunge line is either.
Yeah. So we would have used lunge line if we know where it is, but
it's probably in the tack room. It's probably in the tack room, probably by the saddles or something.
It gets lost somewhere.
It's somewhere.
We
don't know.
So we have the whip. And so at first I did it with Sassy, and
then I did it.
Then she did it, and then Alana tried to. But Sassy was really good with me. She was pretty good with you.
Yeah, she was going, but she just wouldn't go faster than a walk with me.
Yeah.
And Charlie had to run with her to make her go faster.
Yeah. So with lunging, I'd say I'm probably better than you two, but I'm
better out of me and Alana. But also Alana is also new to it, and she's little.
She doesn't.
And also I feel like she doesn't like put out much power.
She's just scared that I'm just not gonna say it. But basically, I got her to try it. She gets really excited because she hadn't been lunch in a long time because they're all rescues.
Oh wait, we forgot about Saturday with her. Okay, so she trotted with Alana while Alana was leading her on the lead rope.
Oh yeah.
And she got super excited.
This is Saturday.
Yeah. She kind of reared. It wasn't like a super. It was like more like a.
It was excited.
Bounce. It was like a bounce. Like her front legs like bounced up a couple times.
Yeah.
And apparently something scratched Alana's face, and she was almost crying.
It was also because she was scared too.
She was scared. She won't admit it, but
yeah,
she was scared.
But then back to Sunday. So I got her to a trot. She chose which way she wanted to go. I was wanting her to go to the left, but she just kept going to the right. So she'd stop, she'd look at me, and then she'd go this way, and then she'd stop looking at me and go the other way. And I was like, okay, which way are you going? And then we had you do it. In the video, I have it with our last video, the fairy video, which is probably out by now because I posted it today. And so it looked like she had no clue what she was doing, but it's because my filming sucked because I was trying to film, but also trying to get Sassy to go.
Yeah, behind me.
Yeah. So, and also with the whip, it's a lot harder.
Yeah, because like you're trying to hold the lead, and then you're trying to spin your whip around.
And so it's like one time is a lot better.
Definitely, because then you can just use that to spin around.
Yeah. And so she was okay with her. We decided to run with Sassy, and she was so cute.
And then she also did her little excitement dance. It's so cute when she does that.
I know.
She's like, "Ooh, yay!"
And then we had Alana try, and it was the first time that Alana ever lunged a horse, and
it was okay. It was okay for Alana.
It was okay. Alana kept following Sassy
instead of just turning around.
And so Sassy was looking at her and going to her because she thinks that, okay, we're leading now.
Yeah.
But I told her that stay in the middle and just turn. Don't walk and turn. Just turn your whole body.
Like a pin. Like you're just gonna go. Ooh.
Yeah. And so she tried.
She was doing good for her level.
Yeah, and then Olivia was running with her, and she did her excitement dance, and then when we were done,
she kind of slid a little bit. Yeah, but it's fine.
She was okay. And then when we were done, we decided that we were going to run with her, and so she did a few laps with us running, and then she saw that the gate was open, and so she went, and she went zoom, and we're like, why did you do that with us in the lunge?
Like, what?
She was like showing us that she had all this energy.
She was like, oh yeah, well, y'all didn't get my energy out, I was just playing.
But it was fun.
It was fun. Yeah, we're not like dissing her or anything. We're just pointing out the obvious.
And now for the last thing that we're going to talk about. Last thing. Why don't we haven't even finished? I don't know what I was talking about.
Yeah, we're literally at the very beginning.
So first we started off with the sedated animals. So we did Lefty first, and then this was finally the time that we could pet them because the donkeys, because they do not let you guys, like anybody, pet them. And then we did Smokey. I held Smokey, and he was really good. He had a little bit of sedation in. He has good days and bad days. Yeah, because he's blind.
Yeah, so he doesn't know what you're doing. And also, we struggled to put his halter on Saturday. Oh my god. Hello?
Okay. And so then we did Poncho. He was good. So we did the first pasture, and Pat was sedated, so we obviously did Pat.
He was snoozing, and I always hold Pat whenever we're doing something with him because A, I'm the biggest, and also B, he listens to me. Like, he usually, me and him do pretty well. Most of the time, he's pretty, like, chill with me. He listens. And when we were putting his halter on before he was sedated, he actually literally, like, put his head down so that I wouldn't have to reach so high to put his halter over his ears.
He's like 16.
He's like 16 too, right?
Yeah, something like that.
He's like 16 too or something like that.
Yeah,
something
and so,
really tall.
And last figure day, we have it on camera. It was a day in a life thing. And we were struggling with Pat before.
He wouldn't stop, moving.
He wouldn't stop moving.
But
he didn't act like he had any sedation.
This time, he was snoozing on me. He was, full on,
gave him a little overdose.
He was, on me. He had his head, resting on my legs. I'm like, okay. Pretty chill. And then he was snoring for, a whole entire hour afterwards. Swear.
But he was so good.
I was
so proud of him. And then he peed, and it was dripping out of the stall.
It was everywhere.
Yeah, it was quite disgusting. And then we did... Who did we do? We did Harley. I held Harley. He was being a little bit of a butt. Mm-hmm. He was trying to rear. I don't know. He can't. He's too old and decrepit.
He was standing I'm gonna do it.
His back legs were going, and the farrier was like, if his back legs go like that, then that means that he's gonna rear. And I was like, he ain't gonna rear. I promise you, buddy. He ain't gonna rear.
And then we started making jokes that be like, oh, yes. Well, if I wasn't so old, I would rear. I would rear. Get off my yard.
But he didn't. Well, he actually kind of did.
Oh, really? I didn't see it. It was a tiny bounce.
It was a little bounce, but not really a bounce.
It wasn't a sassy bounce. It was just
He's 24 or 5.
I thought he was 26.
No, he's 27. He's blind in one eye because he had an ulcer.
And it got infected.
I posted a post on our community channel about it months ago, so you could read that. And his feet were terrible. It was they're supposed to be like this.
It was like a V. They were like a V.
It was chunks missing. It's because
it's so dry because we've had a drought.
So dry.
We've had a drought for the majority of the summer until last week. It started raining for the first time in forever.
Yes. And then we did Sassy. Alana held Sassy. She was pretty good, but then she kind of started to bounce and was okay, I'm not doing this anymore. So the lunging was for nothing.
Yeah.
We're doing the lunging because we wanted her to get all of her energy out.
Yeah. That's why we chose her, because we could have done Key, because he probably would know, because he was a racehorse. He's actually related to a very famous racehorse.
He is
whatever.
A great grandson of a very famous. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart. I don't know. We know,
but we just forgot.
For some reason, we forgot.
Whatever. It's fine.
And so we probably could have
lunched him because he probably would have known what we were doing.
A little bit.
Just a little.
Because he got retired really young.
Yeah.
Because he only won $2,500.
That's not a lot.
Not a lot for
he only won 2 or 3 races at most.
So anyway,
but also I thought that he had another career in his life before he was fully retired.
And he was
I think he was a show jumper. Oh, a hunter jumper. Yeah, not a show jumper, but a hunter jumper.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But then after Sassy, we did Rambler. She held Rambler. He's always good. He's literally him and Sassy
and also Chance
are the best. And Mr. Lavick, for the first time,
he was so good.
This is the first time having a farrier with him because he's new.
He was drooling on me, by the way. He literally was
ew. Okay, it's because it's hot.
I'll talk to you more. I'll talk about it more.
And then we did we did Key. I had Key. He was good. And then we did Mickey. And Alana tried to hold him, but for some reason, it's because Mickey was being a bit of a butt. He was being a butt.
We had to put him in a stall, and then he started throwing a fit because he couldn't see his friends.
Yeah, so we had to bring Josie and Mickey over.
Mickey.
Josie and Key over. And so he can calm down, but he was just not having it. And so
he was throwing a fit.
But then we did Josie, and Josie was pretty good. Her back, with every horse, their back legs are just a little more sensitive. And then these new people.
But she was actually being a butt for her back legs. Like,
The reason that was happening is because Josie has arthritis in her hips, and I don't know why we didn't say it, but that's why that was happening.
she kept on like stomping them down.
Yeah.
Like she like was shaking them out of the farrier's hands and everything.
And then these people came when we were like giving them a tour. Sometimes people come to just see the horses and stuff.
Like they just come for a bit just to see everything and then they leave. Which we're fine with. We like showing everybody the animals and stuff.
Yeah, and feeding them because food.
Food.
And so we were bringing Sassy over and Key over and Mickey.
While Josie was getting her feet done.
Yeah, and then when they left, Pat and Sassy started running. So I was like, why didn't they run when they were here?
Yeah.
Because they were like a 6 or something like that, and then 3-year-old children, and they wanted to see.
And also, Pat, he usually doesn't run because he's had a rough life in the Amish. Like, we're not saying anything bad about the Amish, it's just that they work their horses a lot, and he's also an old dude. He's old, and
He's not that old.
but he's older.
He's like 19.
He's like
He was just
worked
whatever.
really hard.
And he has scars.
He has scars all up on like his chest and like his shoulders
So,
from
yeah.
like the like what is it called? Like harness,
gear.
like
I don't know.
stuff like that.
And then we did Talent and Royal Star. They were both good. Royal Star kept
And-
wanting to eat.
While they were doing Royal Star, I got stung by a wasp. It's bad. I'm not gonna show y'all because it's kind of gross.
People are
Cut that
probably
out.
squeamish. So,
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about it. But she, I looked over and she was like,
I was like, "Ugh."
I was like,
and
what's
then
going on?
after the wasp stopped attacking me, I was like,
she was like, and I was like,
somebody get foliage for a second. Only this would happen on the podcast. Also, this is my new Squishmallow. Her name's Sally. I named her. I named my Squishmallows. I don't.
Mr. Lavick first.
He did so well, but he kept on drooling on me.
It's because all of them were, because they're hot.
But he did a lot of drooling.
Oh, and we measured the horses. We really wanted to measure him, and he's 17 hands.
Like, on the dot,
On
17.
the set. Dot. What? Yeah.
He's super tall. And actually, I guessed that he was going to be 17
Yeah,
hands.
we all were like, he's definitely around 17 hands. Like, Alana's is the height of one
his
of his
back legs. Like, his back legs, literally, she's the height of them.
Yeah. And so he was really good. Oh, and also
shaking.
it was the first time that we did Royal Star too. Because
she
she's
did
one
good,
of the
too.
newest ones.
She's the second newest.
Yeah. And so after Lavick, we did rugby, and normally rugby's a butt, but he was so good
Until the end.
until PG. We did Chance. Alana held Chance. Alana's really good. Chance is really good.
He's always good.
I literally thought he's always good.
He used to be a barrel racer.
No.
Wait, not barrel racer. What a flat racer. Oh my god. my brain needs some help.
But yeah, he's really good.
He's really good.
And then we did PG, and rugby was a big butt.
He was. He was like, whoa.
He kept going to PG, and I had to keep jumping down off of the fence because I was watching.
And then eventually Charlie just held on.
I just gotta hold on.
We
because-
were almost done anyway, so
Yeah,
she
PG
didn't
was
even
fast
hold her
first.
for that long. PG, he had this green slobber that he just kept on rubbing on me, like, oh, love you, rub
And he's
my
sunburned on
green."
his nose. and I
It was
feel
so
bad.
crusty.
Shush, it's cool. But yeah, now for the last time we're going to talk about Mr. Lavick. He's the newest horse, 17 hands, and he is a standard bred,
Standard blood.
and he's a bay. Him and Royal Star literally look the same.
They look like they're siblings. But he's just tall. They're also the same age too. They're both 14.
both 14. But yeah, that's the end of our podcast video. This was long, 46 minutes and 45.
But also we have some stuff to cut out. Yeah.
We hope you guys liked it. That was a long episode. But yeah,
we needed to catch up on a ton of stuff, and there's also probably some stuff from like past months that we've forgotten about, but
it's okay.
it's fine.
Yeah, I hope you guys liked it. Bye. Peace.
Ah.
Sorry.